It's the 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Greetings and welcome to 2K Sports. I rarely say greetings, but I just did. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, alongside Kenny and Shaq. Our game tonight featuring the New Orleans Pelicans as they go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. For Minnesota, they come in off the loss to Miami. They're currently holding on to the best record in the league. Not the conference, the league. They've been head and shoulders above.
It's an all-Western Conference matchup in today's game as the Timberwolves come into town for this one. And before we...
Well, guys, Anthony Davis's ascent to stardom has been almost as quick as the physical growth that transformed his game. Davis said, going into my senior season in high school, I grew 7 inches in one summer. Every 2 to 3 weeks, I needed new clothes.
Thanks, DA. As I recall, he said that was a tough adjustment, but he's been ahead of the curve ever since. And looking at tonight's matchup, Doris, of course, one thing that both of these teams we're watching here, they share in common is being very athletic.
They do, and I think that's one thing that distinguishes the NBA from the college game is most teams in the NBA on any given play. So every trip down the floor, you're capable of watching something spectacular, where that might come on a far lesser percentage in college.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Dunn is out there with Zach LaVine. And it's Garnett. Then there's Cole Aldrich. And it's Muhammad in at the 3. Here's Hield. Good on the three-point shot. Hield's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't beat him up on the perimeter.
Aldrich kicks to Muhammad. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
And that's the money shot. Muhammad trying to become more consistent from distance.
Ashik the string for Hield. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
How about that for a response?
Didn't take them any time to get those 3 points back. That's the shot they wanted.
Kick out to LaVine. And another 3 for Minnesota.
A lot of times in the first quarter, it will dictate how big a role a player has later on.
And he's one of those guys who can step up and be a big-time contributor on certain nights. We'll see if that 3 gets him going.
And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Garnett. First quarter, just over a minute played. It's Evans on the wing. Muhammad covering.
Well, there's the 2008 Defensive Player of the Year. KG's been frustrating shooters for a long, long time.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the shot.
Pelicans shooting their first free throws here tonight.
And Anthony Davis last season signing a contract extension, the richest contract in NBA history at that point, $145 million over 5 years. He'd already become a superstar player, now freed from the rookie scale. He's finally paid like it.
And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. And Holiday kicks to Hield. Outside Holiday. And again, no good by New Orleans. We talk about the big contract for Davis. A lot of money for a young guy, but you don't much worry that he'll get his priorities, Greg, twisted.
A great point, Kevin. He's a team-first guy, all about winning, and he doesn't take it for granted. He didn't have all the hype growing up, but now he's living a dream, and he knows it. But he aspires to be great, and he's not settling for anything else.
He gets it in there.
Just grown man work from Dunn inside. His incredible athleticism really helping get him these types of shots.
And Ashik kicks to Hield. To the paint. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And for NBA teams, the hardest thing to do is to get superstar talent, obviously. The Pelicans have that in Anthony Davis. How, Greg, do you think they build around him?
Well, a big part of it is just him staying healthy. I mean, we all know this is the team that's had horrible luck in that regard. Now they're shaping personnel to fit the new coaching staff. A bit more shooting, more depth. I think that's going to be key.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That's his first foul. Doubled by Aldridge. Evans outside. And Holiday kicks to Ashik. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
I think something that is weighing on the minds of the Minnesota fans, May 31st, 2004. How about that's the date of the last time the Wolves played an NBA playoff game? The longest drought in the league, guys.
Minnesota making a switch. Zhang's checked in. Here's Evans. Outside Holiday. And the Pelicans get it back for Minnesota. They've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. And it's Omer Ashik with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. They trail by 1. Levine can't hit. And that is something you don't want to be the first in the NBA most years without a postseason trip, Doris. Wolves are doing everything they can to get back there.
I think, Kevin, you typically see teams maybe go through a 5 or 6 year rebuild or a franchise slump. But to be at 12 years and counting, that's a bit of bad luck for the Wolves and their fans. For the sake of the state of Minnesota, I hope the Wolves can get that monkey off their back.
The offensive rebound. Here's Garnett. Great D that time from Davis.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, he has the innate ability to change shots. What a competitor. Not everyone has the green light to take that 3 in transition, but he does, especially with the defense already set up protecting the paint.
Got that one up quick. Levine's got 8. The New Orleans Pelicans come into this one after the win against Houston.
Nearly flawless offensively from start to finish there, and really just an impressive win.
You know what you like most, I think, was the constant motion, the shots they were getting in rhythm, tremendous potency at that end of the floor.
And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
And Holiday kicks to Ashik. Poke loose and stolen by Zhang. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Here's Muhammad. Pelicans pull it in.
Great contest by the defender, but that's a dunk you've got to put down in his face.
That bucket in no time at all. 6 points for Tyreke Evans. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
Muhammad, the pass to Dang. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
I mean, the first thing you notice about Gordon Zhang is when he's on the floor, it's his defensive presence. Very long arms to bother shooters, quick movement to stay and track drivers as they come to the rim. Such a force.
Terrence Jones is checked in for Omer Ashik. And Zhang drops them both. And with Zhang's defensive presence, Doris, he'll always find a way onto the floor. Everything else he does is icing on the cake.
Well, it isn't just protecting the rim that Zhang excels at, right? He also has great timing to deny passes and come up with some steals. He's carved out a nice role for himself in the NBA.
A shot by Evans, nobody around. Off target with the open look. The Timberwolves have gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks. And Tyreke Evans is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Outside, Levine. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Here's Dunn. And the 3 ball is good. Dunn's got 5 points so far.
Gotta put some pressure on Dunn when he's squaring up from outside. Just an exceptional score.
And stolen by Dunn. It's deflected. Stolen by Holiday. Takes it off the glass.
And both teams on fire from the opening tip.
This crowd is already getting its money's worth.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
And really lucky that they weren't blown out in that game, because I just thought the effort was lacking.
You know, it'd be hard to identify a phase of the game where they were crisp. Not the passing, not the shooting. Defensive rotations were off. You could critique them up and down.
And so many different personalities in the NBA, Doris. You've gotten to know a lot of them. Who stands out as being some of the great players just to talk about the game within this league?
Well, LeBron James, I think, does a really nice job for me of answering questions in a very thoughtful manner. You'll see him just take a second to process whatever it is I've asked, and then really try to give the fan at home a sense of what he was thinking in that particular matchup.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
He's a very, as you know, such a cerebral player, and that translates to the postgame.
And a comparison here as we get a look at the last 5 games of steals and fouls, as well as the current season numbers of those stats for Rubio.
He's been reckless over these past 5 games, and his steal and foul numbers reflect that. Those totals were much better earlier in the season, but he's gotten where he's trying to do too much defensively. He needs to just calm things down.
For Minnesota, they've gone 8 of 14 from the field in the first quarter. Dunn dishes to Garnett. Levine up top. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Miami. The Pelicans trail, and it's Evans in the corner. There's the 3. It's rebounded by Kevin Garnett. Garnett's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And Muhammad kicks to Dunn. Hands it from downtown. Dunn's got a pair of 3s now in the first quarter for the Timberwolves.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
There's a good screen. Evans passes to Davis. Back to Evans. That's in there. Davis with the assist. And it's 8 points for Tyreke Evans.
Just scoring with great confidence, having a very nice quarter here.
Outside, Levine. Pass to Garnett. He kicks to Dunn. On the wing, Levine. Shot clock at 5. Shot by Hield. Nobody around. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. And Muhammad gets it to go. Muhammad's got 8.
We're talking about a powerful player inside for his position. Muhammad takes it strong.
And Holiday kicks to Jones. Poked away. There's the pass to Hield for the 3. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession.
And let's review some numbers for James. He's putting up 13 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
Hield kicks to Holiday. Inside, poke loose. Muhammad with the steal. Here's Dunn. No good from outside. Pelicans trailed by 5. And Holiday kicks to Davis. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Zach LaVine. Such a unique offensive player as Anthony Davis. Maybe not as skilled perhaps as Durant, but they both have that elasticity. Just stretch out and finish over the top.
And Davis a little bigger, a little stronger than, say, a Durant. More of an interior game, but as he develops, we're seeing him stretch his range out beyond the arc. And for both him and Durant, I don't think you set any limits on what they can do offensively. You just got to give give those guys the green light.
And when you see Chang, you don't expect the player Doris of his size to be a threat from outside, but he has a very soft touch in the mid-range, and it's getting better every year, it seems.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt. Chang can definitely face up and knock shots down, enough certainly to keep other big men honest when he steps out into clear space, and also helps a lot that every time he gets to the free throw line, he's been solid there.
Jones against Moore. Jones dishes to Rubio. Back to Jones. Pass to Dang. 5 on the clock. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Jones, no luck. Pelicans trail by 3. Fades away. Hill, no good.
Boy, clear breakdown on defense. They're fortunate that he didn't make them pay.
And Bielitsa kicks to Rubio. Another miss by Minnesota.
You're always surprised when he misses that kind of look, whether the defense is on him or not.
D2 from Hill. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
No, and it looked like he got a bit ahead of himself and just couldn't pull back.
And the Pelicans making a change. Ellen Ellie's checked in. Moore passes to Hill. Here's Pondexter. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And it's Hill. That time the assist by Pondexter. And that ties it up.
Well, I think defensively, you've got to think twice about giving him that good a look from three-point range.
Rubio dishes to Jang. And finished off by Jang.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The best may be yet to come. It's this kind of back-and-forth battle. You almost know this thing's going down to a special finish.
Ball's knocked loose. And now here comes Jones leading the break. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. All right, we've got a bit of a break now. So here's a look at the league's top scoring teams. The Timberwolves, number 1.
I mean, it's an exciting brand of basketball that they're playing. They've got such deadly weapons. Teams have had a heck of a time trying to slow them down.
And the first one at the line is good. Misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Pelicans trail by 3. Outside, Bellinelli, and again, New Orleans with the triple.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And Rubio kicks to Jones. Back to Rubio. Passes it to Bielitsa. Rubio dishes to Pekovic. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on Terrence Jones.
So good at drawing fouls as well as making foul shots. This is a big part of Pekovic's offense.
That one misses.
And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls, and they're giving up a lot of trips to the line.
And the foul called on Tyus Jones. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
Boy, as cool and calm as ever at the free throw line.
Timberwolves shooting it officially from the get-go. They're at 52% from the field. Moore against Rubio. Pass to Bielitsa. And Rubio kicks to Jones. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. And the Timberwolves lead by 2. The Pelicans shooting quite well in these early minutes, 55%. And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game. In the bonus, will go to the free throw line.
Oh, no, he's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Jones, the pass to Rubio. A three-pointer, no good. Hill kicks to Bellinelli. And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Pelicans have had 12 attempts at the line, making 8 so far.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
That'll be a 5-second call. Now Bellinelli. He's got 5, and the foul called on Tyus Jones. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. The Pelicans have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game. He hits the second from the line. Now here's Rubio. On the wing, Jones for 3. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. And it's 7 points for Tyus Jones. And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Timberwolves lead by 2. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And one of the rising stars in the NBA is Anthony Davis. His offensive game is growing by leaps and bounds, and he talked about his area of focus.
A lot of face-up, like to do is one dribble pull-up. You like to do the one dribble, fade back off one leg. I haven't got there yet, but catch the ball at the elbow, catch the ball at the nail.
Well, I tell you, could be here an awfully long time if we're going to list all the different moves Anthony Davis can hurt you.
Yeah, the Brown definitely has the full toolkit available to him. Tools a lot of guys don't learn to use till much later in their careers, really, if at all.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
I tell you what, the scoring has come in threes for the most part here so far.
Boy, the perimeter attack has been relentless. You can see them setting up from distance, but stopping them is another matter.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for New Orleans right now, Davis and Ashik working together down low. Tyreek Evans out there with Bellinelli. And it's Hill in at the 3. Rubio dishes to Aldridge. And pushing it up, here's New Orleans. Count that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is down to just 2 points with the bucket from Davis.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
And Rubio kicks to Pekovic. It's stolen by Davis. Bellinelli gets the bucket. Bellinelli's got the game tied up here for the Pelicans.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
It's Bielitsa. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got 5 assists in the game.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And Ashik kicks to Evans. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Evans has got 11 points.
How about that for a response?
Didn't take them any time to get those 3 points back. That's the shot they wanted.
And Rubio kicks to Levine from outside the arc. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
The ability of Levine, it's eye-popping on certain nights.
Here's Bellinelli. Another one falls for New Orleans.
Great job of efficiency there. Get the ball down low, execute to come away with the bucket. Perfect execution.
And Rubio kicks to Levine. Dishes it to Aldridge. Back to Levine. Takes the 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Asik's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Evans. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. And it's Rubio penetrating, and it's in there. Rubio's got his first points in this one.
Well, that's the way it works. Good call, good finish inside by Rubio.
Stolen by Rubio. And the shot goes in. And now it's a 3-point Timberwolves lead. And it's the Pelicans with the ball. Last time they came together was in Minnesota, where they felled the Wolves.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
Well, so many of their problems stem from turnovers. They simply could not take care of the ball, and it cost them in that matchup.
And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for New Orleans. Timberwolves leading by 3. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. It's stolen by Davis. And here we go. Fast break. Evans has got it. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And checking out the stats for Hill. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging 5 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Holiday's checked in. Minnesota also making some changes. Kevin Garnett is checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Shabazz Muhammad comes in for Bielitz. And it's done in for Ricky Rubio. Puts up a 3, drills it from outside. 11 points for Chris Dunn. And so it's New Orleans with it. 4-point game. Outside Holiday. Screen by Asik. Davis kicks to Bellinelli. And Zach LaVine gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Boy, now you have to think about pulling him. 3 fouls already in this half. A 4th would be inexcusable.
Fields checked in for Bellinelli. Field. At 3 off the mark. Timberwolves leading by 4. There's the feed to Dunn. Back to Garnett. From the arc. Muhammad, no luck.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
It's tipped. And now Minnesota on the fast break.
Oh, wow. It's crazy.
It's a beautiful jam.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
Yeah, flawless fast break. Didn't slow down until the ball hit the bottom of the bucket.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by LaVine. Well, the one question Zach LaVine had when he entered the NBA is whether or not he could be a reliable contributor on offense. Of course, he's put in the work to improve his efficiency a great deal in that regard.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that for LaVine is that he's worked on his jump shot to where he's now more of a threat. He upped his field goal percentage from mid-range and from deep since his rookie season. He's shown better judgment in the shots he takes. All of that goes into making him a better player.
And the Pelicans with possession here. Trailing here by 8. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Back to Holiday. Screen by Asik. Here's Davis. Hits some rim on the way in. And the bucket's good. Davis has got 12 in the game.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he really carried the momentum from the last game right to this one. He is rolling.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
And what a huge performance for him. I mean, he drained 3 3-pointers in that first quarter, and he's got 2 more here in the second.
Davis sets a screen. The 9-foot shot. Davis on the follow. Davis has got 14.
Hard footwork and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip-in. And Garnett misses. Pelicans trail by 7. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pelicans will retain possession.
And checking out some stats for Levine. In the second half of this season, he's been nothing short of spectacular. Second in scoring, 12th in free throw percentage, and he's among the top 20 players in three-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
Lot to survey in the NBA, Doris. Who would you say right now are the best at attacking the basket?
Well, I think obviously James Harden is a guy who comes immediately to mind. Somebody who can average 10 free throws a game over the course of a long NBA season. His ability to bait the defender into drawing that kind of contact. You wouldn't say that guy's electrifying in terms of his athleticism and dunking, but in terms of being that offensive player. And to me, the best offensive players are the ones who can get to the free throw line. Because on a night you don't have it going, guess what? Get myself to the free throw line.
Start to manufacture some things. Sometimes, though, they get that bad label of being selfish because they take it in what seem incredible odds as they take it in the lane with all kinds of defense in their way.
Yeah, and I don't like the term selfish, and you're right. That's what the narrative is out there, Kevin. But the reality is in the NBA, as you know, sometimes you need a guy who can string together 3 solid minutes of scoring, and that's what makes it fun for us. You know, James Harden, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, those guys who can really get rolling offensively. So fun.
And they like contact. Guys like that are fearless, and sometimes that does not become a big part of an analysis of what they do, but they've got to go in there with guts.
Guts?
Huh?
I want you to think about this. How would you like to have been the size of Allen Iverson?
Right, great example,
and
yeah.
drive in
Fearless,
there.
right?
So tough.
Fearless and tough to guard. And here are the Pelicans now. 7-point differential.
Oh, wasting no time on that inbound play. Really heads up. Just caught the defenders napping.
It's tipped. Stolen by Holiday. And here comes Holiday leading the fast break. Here's Hield. A three-pointer, no good.
He has that confidence rolling, hitting 2 threes in the first, but he hasn't had one since.
Here's the break. Here's Jones. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got 3 assists tonight. Minnesota leading by 3. Feeds to Muhammad. And Jones has it in the corner. Back to Muhammad. The dish to Aldridge. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. The Timberwolves have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Morris checked in for New Orleans. Jang, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. And Holiday kicks to Jones. Moore outside. Outside Holiday. Shoots the 3. Muhammad grabs the board.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Dunn, wide open, he fires. Hits it from 3-point range. Dunn's got 8 points in the quarter.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Inside, here's Jones. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Dunn kicks to Jones. Out to the right wing. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Aldridge. Good work defensively by Jones.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Now let's bring up the 2K leaderboard. Here are the top rebounders over the last month. 4th, Anthony Davis.
He must be spending a lot of time in the weight room because he's shown such strength under the basket.
Timberwolves leading by 5. Dunn kicks to Muhammad. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
That's say I just like the fight in Muhammad at this end. Still lots of upside offensively.
Kicks it to Pondexter. And there's the call on Shabazz Muhammad. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, he's got to watch himself. 2 fouls here early in the second. Another would probably send him to the pine.
And Moore kicks to Holiday. Here's Davis. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Davis has got 8 here in the quarter.
Listen, they rely heavily on his offense. He rarely lets them down.
The pass to Muhammad. There's the 3. He scores his 6th bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times.
That's his first triple of the second period, third of the game.
Holiday against Jones. Holiday with another miss.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
Fires the 3. Muhammad, know what?
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Timberwolves leading by 8. And here comes the break. Here's Dang. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. So many times basketball can imitate life and vice versa. Doris, what life lessons have you learned through playing basketball?
I would tell you it's shaped every phase of my life, Kevin. It taught me work habits necessary for success. It taught me that my success very often is contingent on the success of people around me, that it's important that I'm pulling in the same direction as the people who are trying to lead me. It's also brought me some of the best friendships in my life. So basketball has meant just about everything it could to someone.
Well said. Well said. Pekovic passes to Dang and finished off by Jang.
Wow, big time size, speed, power combination from Gorgie Zhang. Wow.
Moore dishes to Evans. Here's Davis and finished off by Davis.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Pass to Bialica. Back to Rubio. Lock at 6. He dishes it to Pekovic. Over to the wing. It's Bialica, and not sure what he was thinking there. Pushing it up. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Pondexter.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Pekovic inside, working on Jones. Here's Dang. Pelicans with the rebound. Jones has got his 6th rebound on the night.
And with the time left, they still can go 2 for 1.
That would be the smart thing. Let's see if they realize it.
Yes, and a nice assist from Evans. 8 points for Terrence Jones.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
And Tyreek Evans is going to pick up a foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Pelicans on D. They trail by 6. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Jones kicks to Rubio. He feeds it to Pekovic. It's stolen by Davis.
That's just phenomenal defense. The defense feels like it's all over the place and knows exactly how to guard it.
And that's how you do it, guys. Ball pressure and then get some runouts.
Rubio with it. Pass to Bialica from deep. And the basket by Rubio. Rubio's got 7 points.
I tell you, that jumper might not be the prettiest of pictures, but the offensive spacing improves dramatically when Rubio hits it.
And so we conclude the first half. Minnesota on top, up by 7. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Zach, you guys have been able to get going offensively. What is the focus at that end of the floor?
Got to run them. We got one of the most athletic teams, so, we got to get out, use athleticism, execute, and, just continue to make shots.
Hands can't hit what their eyes can't see. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to review the first half of action. Zach LaVine was the man in the first. He ended up with 19 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. And Shaq, what do you think about what we saw from Minnesota?
Some great work from them with the 3-ball. They came in with the idea that they can attack this D from long range. They were rotating the ball on the perimeter and letting it fly. And they got a good look. It's a strategy that paid off with a barrage of threes. That's my barrage sound, Ernie.
Kenny, let's get your opinion on New Orleans.
Well, I think they could be way more physical than they have been in the first half. Their defense gave up way too many easy looks, and that kind of defense will turn to a loss any night.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway. We'll see you after the game.
And now the third quarter about to get going. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
You know, he's getting the ball in a place where he can do something with it, and he hasn't had to force one thing. The game seems like it's coming to him naturally.
So on the floor for Minnesota, Garnett out there with Shabazz Muhammad. Then there's Cole Aldrich. Then it's Zach LaVine, and it's done in a point. Got a piece of it. The putback. Rebound Minnesota. Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
Oh, man, not happy right now. You can see he is really hurting.
You know he's devastated, Greg. Having to come out of this one right now and possibly more down the road.
Minnesota making a switch here. Bielitz has checked in.
You know, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
You know, he may have identified something specific that he needs to adjust. It'll be interesting to see what he draws up.
You see a chart here for the shooting performance so far.
Well, that is what it looks like when you are in the zone. And he's been very efficient with his scoring and is leading the way for his team on offense. With every make, you can see the confidence growing. And I don't think he'll slow down anytime soon.
Timberwolves leading by 7. Dunn kicks to Bielitz. Pass to Aldridge. Stolen by Ashit. And up the floor again for New Orleans. Running the court. Now here is Holiday. He's tightly guarded. That's in there. Davis with the assist.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Dunn passes to LaVine. No good on the triple. The Pelicans have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Evans dishes to Ashit. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead. He is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Anthony Davis.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
A chance here to get a quick injury report.
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer of the Timberwolves gave us some information. They checked out his foot, and it appears he may have sprained his toe on that play. And, of course, that would be a brutal loss for this team if he misses any time, as they're getting ready for the end of the season. Evan?
Thank you, David. Really appreciate you finding out how he's doing.
And, I know everyone is rooting for him to make a quick and full recovery.
Well, I can tell you this. He has the pain tolerance to come back earlier than expected and the kind of toughness, too.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Holiday, no one around him. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Holiday.
And let's check out some stats for Garnett. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. He's around 10 points per game, 7 rebounds, and just over 2 steals. And I'm not sure he can play any better than he has. I mean, surprising a lot of people with this play here of late.
Aldridge kicks to Garnett. And fouled hard that time. No get to the line and shoot 2.
Well, the league sixth most valuable player in 2004. What a career KG has had.
This is his first free throw of the game. That free throw missing. And he sinks the second. Pelicans trail by 7. To the paint. Here's Davis. And it's Davis with the jam.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Garnett wide open. 11 feet out and he hits it. And the Timberwolves lead by 7.
Well, now we're speaking Kevin Garnett's language, one of the great mid-range shooting bigs in NBA history.
Davis in the corner and out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Shooting at a high percentage. All teams aim to do that. Let's see the league's best. The Timberwolves, number 1.
Just tremendously disciplined offensively, always looking for the best possible shot. That's how they've gotten that field goal percentage to skyrocket.
Levine for 3 and another 3 for Minnesota.
Well, spacing the floor with Levine hitting from range, the offense benefits greatly.
And Zach Levine is listed as a point guard, but he isn't a natural to that position. Certainly can handle himself acting as the lead guard, but Norris making plays for others right now isn't his specialty.
Well, it shows up in stats as well as with the eye test, right? He has never had a lot of assists given how much he handles the ball, and he also has somewhat of a poor assist-to-turnover ratio. But he is almost more of a shooting guard who can bring it up the floor and initiate rather than a true point guard.
2 on the clock. Aldridge. And there's another one for the Timberwolves. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. And here is Hield. He's got 11. Davis with a screen on Levine. Hield can't hit.
Yeah, his shot's been out of sync, and it really has held them back tonight.
It's stolen by Davis. Now here's Evans. Not a lot of room. And now the Timberwolves on the break. It's Bielitsa, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Some changes for New Orleans. Solomon Hill, he's checked in for Anthony Davis. And it's Bellinelli in for Tyreek Evans. Pelicans trail by 12. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. You look at Zach Levine, he's really been playing well.
And he's on fire from beyond the arc there. It's time to start shaping their game plan around stopping this long-range assault.
We're done.
An amazing run for him the second half of the season. Second in steals, third in three-point shooting, and he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage. Really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
Knocked away. And so it looks like the Pelicans will retain possession here. We're going to break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Minnesota. They are the favorite right now to lock up the #1 seed come playoff time. Sitting in first place right now and not looking like they are going to be slowing down at all. And checking out New Orleans. A few spots down the ladder right now.
Well, right now for the Timberwolves, they've had a dream season. And I think they're only going to get stronger as we approach the postseason.
You know, and that's something we see a lot from teams that come out of the blue like they have this season. Their confidence just grows and grows hit the playoffs riding high.
And Holiday kicks to Hill. Here's Hield. He's got 11. Just 5 on the clock. Up again. Beyond the arc. Buries the long-range jumper. Hield's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Pelicans. Timberwolves leading by 7. Dunn passes to Garnett. Here's Violet. Outside Levine. And right away they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Levine's got 6 here in this quarter. And Holiday kicks to Hill. Dishes it to Bellinelli. New Orleans moving the ball around. The shot by Holiday, no good. Minnesota's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Dunn's shot's good.
And when Dunn finds his comfort zone, his team is all the more dangerous. Just an unreal scorer who continues to add new wrinkles to his game.
Poke loose. Bellinelli dishes to Holiday. To the inside. It's stolen by Garnett. And now the Timberwolves on the break. It's Bielitsa. Finishes the break with a slam.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Holiday gets the bucket.
But you really have to be feeling it to go with the teardrop. That is not as easy as that looked.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
Well, not surprisingly, right? Tom Thibodeau was busy in his, quote, off year. He acted as an advisor to teams with their defensive schemes, helped many of his former colleagues by analyzing what they were doing and ways to improve.
Not many better options than Tom Thibodeau to hear advice from it. Essentially, Doris, Tibbs was acting as a consultant there during his off year.
That's a great point, Kevin. One of the teams he helped consult with were the Warriors. A little bit of the rich getting richer when that came to light. But it was beneficial for Thibodeau as well because he picked up an inside look at what some other teams were doing around the NBA.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
First free throw is good. Both free throws good from Pekovic. Pelicans trail by 14. Moore outside. Here's Bellinelli. Up and in on the layup. Bellinelli's got 14. For Minnesota, they've gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. Pekovic inside, defended by Jones, and Tang gets it to go.
How about that? Powering it up and in. Pekovic, a big-time presence.
And Moore kicks to Jones. Hill against Jang. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down to 12 points. The points that time coming from Hill. The drive by Rubio. Kick out to Levine. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. New Orleans has gone 2 of 5 with a 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Hield with the bucket. 16 points for him.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Rubio the pass to Levine. Misses the 3. Pelicans trail by 13. Knocked loose. On the basket by Jones.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Rubio dishes to Levine. He kicks it to Jang. And Garnett has it in the corner. They grab their own miss. Back to Levine. The 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Levine's got 12 now in this quarter.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
And now Minnesota on the fast break. Levine with the ball. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
I'll tell you, no matter who's checking him, he's winning the battle.
Levine against Moore. Pick up by Hill. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Rubio. And now to our rookie leader for a look at this month's steal leaders among the young guys. Chris Dunn on top, and of course Buddy Hield.
The stretch that these two youngsters have had defensively has been great. I mean, they're like pests. And I mean that in a good way.
Quincy Pondexter, he's checked in for New Orleans. Minnesota also with the sub. Jones is checked in, and that one falls for Jones. Tyreek Evans is checked in for Bellinelli, and he can't hit the second. Minnesota leading by 15. Kicks it out to Jones. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
It has been a three-point barrage for them since halftime.
I mean, unbelievable. Whether they're wide open or defenders draped all over them, they're hitting from distance.
Back to Evans. Hill against Jang. Moore with the bucket.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Minnesota shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point. And Rubio kicks to Begovic. Back to Rubio. There's the feed to Jones. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
I think one thing the Wolves will certainly be looking to improve upon this year is solidifying that defense. It has been a weak point for them in recent history, and they have the talent to me to play good defense. They just need to drill in the fundamentals.
4 on the clock. Such a wide open look. And that's 11 points for Hill.
Leave him open from mid-range like that, there's not much doubt he'll knock it down. Come on, guys, you got to think.
Rubio the pass to Begovic. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. And the Timberwolves lead by 19. And with the Wolves and their defensive problems, Doris, a lot of that comes from lack of protecting the rim. That's not just on the big men either.
Well, Kevin, you're exactly right, because putting up a lot of points at the rim is not just the fault of the 4s and the 5s. Perimeter players can't act as matadors and let dribble drivers in so easily. If opponents do get inside, everyone needs to rotate and challenge shots. Well, you talk about a dominant quarter. Everything's coming up points for this guy.
A nice shot by Pondexter.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Jang dishes to Levine. Evans against Rubio. Jang inside.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. New Orleans making a switch here. Davis is checked in. Minnesota leading by 21. And Rubio kicks to Levine. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got 9 assists now tonight. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
You know, you've got to give the nod to that setup. Very nice assist, makes that basket so easy.
The Timberwolves shooting 64%. Beautiful all-around play by this offense. .11 seconds left in the third. 5 to shoot. Feeds to Jang. For 3, Levine. That shot, no good. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Minnesota on top, delivering the blowout. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Let's take a listen now to Alvin Gentry.
Forget about the score and let's compete. Just compete. That's all. Not that hard to do now.
without worrying about what's led up to this point. Alvin Gentry trying to refocus his players up.
Yeah, I mean, dwelling on the point differential at this point isn't going to fix anything. But all 5 guys giving maximum effort, that might be a cure-all for a whole lot.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Holiday and Heald team up in the backcourt. Davis and Ashik working together down low. And it's Evans in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. And that one's good by Davis. Timberwolves leading by 20. Now Rubio. There's the dish to Aldridge. And it's Omer Ashik with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
That's his 3rd personal foul.
Here's Garnett. Kicks to Rubio. The pass to Aldridge. Just 5 on the clock. Dunn traps in the tray. Dunn's got 24 points.
You have got to make some kind of a defensive adjustment here. He is just lighting them up from beyond.
I'm not sure anything will slow him down at this point. That's how confident he looks shooting from long range.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Kicks it out to Rubio. And Garnett has it in the corner. Launches it from deep 3-point range. Ashik comes up with the rebound. Ashik's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Heald can't hit. Timberwolves leading by 23. 2nd minute off the clock now in the 4th. Now here's Rubio. And it's Omer Ashik with the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
Garnett with it. Out to the wing. Shot clock at 6. Dunn passes to Garnett. From beyond the arc. Dunn misses. The Pelicans have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And again, no good by New Orleans. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Garnett outside. And Rubio kicks to Garnett. Here's Dunn. A 3-pointer is right on target. Dunn's got 27 points.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
And for Chris Dunn, you know, everyone told him to enter the draft after 3 years at Providence. His father, his coach, could have been a first-round pick back in 15. Instead, he decided to stay 1 more season, earn his diploma, and I'd have to say it's worked out pretty well for him.
And Dunn undergoing 2 shoulder surgeries in college, took a medical red shirt for his sophomore season.
Yeah, and that was on his right shoulder, his shooting shoulder. You wonder if he can get even better shooting the ball with time.
Substitution here for New Orleans. Hill, he's checked in for Davis. G comes in for Tyreke Evans. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Heald. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Drew Holiday. Adrian Payne's checked in for the Timberwolves. Bielitsa comes in for Kevin Garnett. Here's Galloway. Looking to end the drought. And that one is off. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. And here's Rubio. to Bielitsa. Over to the left wing. Pulls up from the corner. That one off the back iron and out. New Orleans has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Here's Hill. That's good. And so Galloway with the assist. 13 points for Hill.
You know, that one's set up nicely by Galloway. An impressive young player showing he belongs.
Here's Rubio. Out to the right wing. Dunn dishes to Aldrich. Good on the baseline, Jay.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Down low. They get a hand on it. One-on-one here. Here's Rubio. And Galloway pulls it down. The Pelicans have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. And that one's good by G.
You know, the easy one there. You know, Galloway able to read the defense, finding his man for the great setup. Pretty.
Now Rubio. He dishes it to Aldrich. Passes it to Bielitsa. And it's done in the corner. Payne passes to Rubio. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Some changes for New Orleans. Davis is checked in for G. Hield comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's Holiday in for Langston Galloway. And then for Minnesota, Garnett comes in for Payne. And Zach LaVine subbed in for Bielitsa. Davis against Garnett. And Holiday kicks to Davis. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Davis has got 4 points in the quarter.
Feeling it. No doubt about it. He's definitely feeling it right now. Shooting a terrific percentage from the field.
Now, here's Dunn. In the corner, it's LaVine. He feeds it to Dunn. Shoots from the elbow. No good that time. Holiday with the defensive effort. It's stolen by Garnett. And Davis sends it back. That'll be Minnesota as it goes out of bounds. Timberwolves retain possession. And so it's Minnesota with it. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Dunn dishes to Rubio. 6 to shoot. Takes the 3. And there's Dunn on the assist from Rubio. And that's now 30 points for Chris Dunn.
All night. He just won't let up.
Pass to Ash. Pick up by Hill. Davis down low. He's against Garnett. And he gets the bucket. Davis has got 28.
Yeah, love the job they're doing here of getting into the teeth of that defense.
Dunn with it. Garnett with a screen on Holiday. Dunn kicks to Garnett. It's stolen by Davis. And Holiday with a clear path to the hoop. And again, it's Anthony Davis. Davis has got 12 points in just the second half.
Yeah, it's been about the fast break. Been real kind to him here early, and they are clicking in transition.
And here's Rubio. Dishes it to Garnett. Dunn passes to Garnett. 4 on the shot clock. LaVine wide open. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Boy, he continues to power this lead down the stretch. Drills it right in the face of the defense yet again.
Now the feed to Usher. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. And Holiday kicks to Davis. Another one falls for New Orleans.
Boy, as aggressive as he's been, hitting all these shots, they're still behind.
Here is Rubio. Kicks it to Levine. Stolen by Ashik. And now the Pelicans on the break. Holiday with the ball. That one goes. Counted. 34 points for Anthony Davis.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Now Garnett. Feeds it to Dunn. Back to Garnett. Pulls from the top of the key. And the shot no good, a bit short.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
And finished off by Davis.
You can't blame him for this deficit on the scoreboard. This guy's been consistent as always.
Timberwolves leading by 18. Now, here's Dunn. The dish to Aldridge. Now, here's Dunn, guarded by Holiday. Dunn passes to Rubio. Bangs on the trifecta. And the Timberwolves lead by 21.
And that's back-to-back threes. But D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
And the basket by Hill.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
Dunn with it. Kicks it to Levine. Holiday brings the double team. Now the pass to Rubio. And another three for Minnesota.
Man, this fourth quarter has been tremendous. They have been exceptional from deep.
I mean, the work on the perimeter has been about execution and dead-eye shooting.
Rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Boy, both teams really attacking from downtown right now. This is a long-range battle at the moment.
Garnett outside. Pass to Dunn. He dishes it to Aldridge. 11 feet away. And the Timberwolves back on two more.
Yes, sir.
1:49 left to play in the final quarter. And Holiday kicks to Hield. Now here's Ashik. He's guarded closely. Outside Holiday. Passes to Davis. 6 on the shot clock. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Kevin Garnett.
Two shots.
First one falls for him. New Orleans making some changes here. Terrence Jones is checked in for Ashik. Pondexter comes in for Solomon Hill. And Moore subbed in for Hield. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Aldridge. Payne comes in for Kevin Garnett. Bielitsa, he's checked in for Ricky Rubio. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Zach LaVine. That's good from Payne.
Two shots.
So he gets them both. Here's Holiday.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Minnesota.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
Well, in a dominant year where we've watched this team battle night in and night out all season long, this will bring their win total to an impressive 69.
And they really had a dominant run of games against this opponent this year. They played them 3 times and won every one. I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was. They're done.
Now, this guy played the role of conductor out there, just delivering great pass one after the other, and the flow of the offense, great because of it. Coach has got to be pleased with all those assists. They can't really afford to leave points at the line right now. He would have loved to cash in on each of those free throws and trim the lead even more.
Holiday against Jones. They set the pick. Dunn's shot's good. Dunn's got 33.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, they're playing the right way. I mean, when you're increasing your lead, it means you're playing a better brand of basketball.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Holiday. Here's Levine. Well, for the Timberwolves, they can just run out the clock here. Outside, Jones. Trying his luck deep. The shot comes out. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thanks, Kevin. Now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Dunn. He took control in the final period. In fact, his ability to generate major points down the stretch, nothing short of magnificent.
Listen, he didn't let...
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business.